Welcome to the New Flesh Podcast, the podcast you deserve. My name is Ricky Allpike, and joining me for this special housekeeping episode is Jonathan Astro. Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, Ricky. It sort of gives you the chills, doesn't it? Because when you think of housekeeping episodes, you think of Sam Harris, don't you?
Oh yeah, I think I tuned into a mammoth, almost 2-hour housekeeping episode. It was.
I decided to cap the episodes because I want to. I mean, it just goes on and on, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to do that today. We are gathered here to discuss our podcast within a podcast, which goes by the name of SIDEBOOB Cinema. And John, maybe you can explain to those people who have never tuned in what is SIDEBOOB Cinema.
What they're missing. Well, SIDEBOOB Cinema is just a retrospective movie show where we watch, by and large, pretty much great movies these days, and sort of come at it from an identity politics lens, in order to sort of exercise the demons. But really, it's just so we can get together and watch a great movie every week. And there are people who like the show, and then there are people who I think skip the show, Ricky.
There are a few skippers, yeah. And just for some context, you know, we have reviewed 103 films on this particular show. And here's a small selection for you. John, you'll appreciate this. Fellini, 8.5. Billy Wilder, Some Like It Hot. Ted Kotcheff, Wake in Fright. Hodorowski, The Holy Mountain. Verhoeven, Basic Instinct. Von Trier, Dancer in the Dark. Park Chan-wook, The Handmaiden. Louis Buñuel, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. Magnum Force, Zardos, Bloodsport, Stir Crazy, The Devils, Carry On Up the Khyber, Revenge of the Nerds, Fright Night, Flashdance, and where it all began, Hard Bodies.
Incredible films, mainly.
Yeah, we've seen a lot.
So what are we saying here, Ricky?
Well, when we started SIDEBOOB, we had no idea what we were doing really, and the show just kind of evolved. And you know, it's a very fun show. If you haven't never listened to it, you know, it includes different segments like the hashtag #MeToo rating we give each film, as well as our keeper or creeper question that we post to AJ,
our co-host.
We do a bit of trivia, yeah, our co-host AJ, and let's not forget the boobometer. So I'm not going to explain that one to you. You have to tune in for that one. But I believe the New Flesh has grown so large now, and SIDEBOOB has in a way as well, that I think they're so valuable on their own. I just feel like they need to now be separated, and they need to be two individual shows on their own. I mean, what's your take, John?
I agree. I think for me, it's about giving everyone more of what they want. So, you know, and I know the feeling because I'm a podcast consumer. So if you're a New Flesh person and you just love the interviews, you want to be able to go on a big drive and just put the playlist on and let it go, and you don't want to have to skip and muck around with it. And same with if you're a SIDEBOOB fan, you should be able to do the same. So I think splitting them up is the best way forward.
Yes. So that's really what our housekeeping edition here is all about. We're just telling you that we are splitting these two podcasts up. You'll still be able to find SIDEBOOB in all the places that you find the New Flesh, which is on Spotify. We're on Overcast. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're even on YouTube. You can check us out there as well. So we're going to be there. So basically, if you want to keep tuning into the show, you're going to have to subscribe to that individual podcast now. You won't be able to tune into SIDEBOOB within the New Flesh podcast.
But I think that works out for everyone because, as I say, like, I can remember distinctly there are some podcasts that I've got that where, I mean, it could be even go straight to the top, even though we're nothing like Joe Rogan, but still, if you don't care about MMA, sorry, one of our friends, Yuri, he does care about MMA, but if you don't care about MMA, then when that show comes up, you're just like, what is this? Why are they getting away? Why are they?
I've always skipped that.
Yes. Yeah. So no judgment. We want all of you to get more of what you want. And I tell you what, just as a parting word from me, for both shows, great stuff coming up. Huge guests on the New Flesh, and riotous laughter on SIDEBOOB, and some great films.
Well, yeah, as sort of as my parting word, I'd say I'd encourage people to tune into SIDEBOOB and to watch cinema as well, because our hope for combining the interview show, which wades into more culture war topics. But with a movie review show was to move our focus away from the culture wars for a little bit of respite, because, you know, art, culture and music and cinema, they make life worth living. And you know, I don't think arguing over what is a woman feeds the soul in quite the same way. So it's still our mission to get people reading books, watching cinema, and just tuning into some interesting stuff. But yeah, you just have to tune in to SIDEBOOB to do that.
All right.
Well, that's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, until next time.
Long live the new Flash.
Long live the new Flash.